Good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
Hey, how's everybody doing this morning? We're gonna
Good.
we're gonna get started here in just a minute. Chad is also on his way in. Kristen will be in a little while. I've heard from a couple people who will be late this morning, and one who was not able to make it with us today. But several have asked to copy the program for them, as I always do, and to make sure that they get a copy of the entire program that I record for them. So I will be doing that also here for today. Cindy, it's good to have you back. How are you doing? Can't hear you there, Cindy. Can you get yourself... can you unmute you there? I unmuted you from my side. Okay. All right, who can hear me and who can I hear right now? Steph, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Let me get this on here, right? Now you can hear me? Okay.
1 second to finish this one.
Cindy, can you, Chrissy, hi, Chrissy, can you hear me? Give it a shot there if you can. I still see that line up on yours down there, Cindy.
What's that?
There you go. I got you. All right. Steph, how about you?
I'm still here, Brian. I'm just having some difficulties right now. I spilled my coffee all over the place, so I'm cleaning it up.
On the Steph, can you? I'm not getting you any movement from you there, Steph.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your face
Okay.
isn't moving. It's like, did
Yeah,
you have a
I'm on,
script or anything?
I'm on mute or I videoed stopped myself. I got a phone call. I'm just going to finish real quick and I'll be right with you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Cindy, how are you doing? We missed you last time.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
So far, so good.
What did you do during January?
Not too much.
Really?
Yep.
Did you make some cards coming up for Easter? Have you started on that or?
No, I didn't start them. I had some birthday cards to make.
Oh, okay.
Easter yet.
How about Valentine's? Do you do any of those for that?
I usually do, but I didn't even start that yet. I have to. I've been procrastinating.
So you have all this extra time and you're way behind, right?
Right, yeah.
That's usually the way things go. That's
Yeah.
perfectly normal to it all. I want to welcome everybody this morning to this is our 5th Zoom program here at Ability Works. And we had quite a bit of feedback from last month's program. I really enjoyed that. This is what we call our virtual activity through Allegheny's Unlimited Care Providers. And for those of you, everybody here except Ashley, Ashley is somebody who is going to be our guest today. Everybody else has been to our program and knows that we have quite a huge program here. We generally average about 50 people at our gatherings when we're up here, anywhere between 40 and 60 actually. And we can't wait to get those back together. But,
there you go.
until things are healthy enough for everybody to do it, and until Den gets his coffee mopped up, we'll be able to just do it this way, the way we can right now. And that's just to spend time together virtually, learning some things about our area. And today we're going to be concentrating on what we call healthy living during the winter months. We're going to be talking about decluttering both physically and mentally, finding things for ourselves to do and finding things for, you know what, I gotta check my waiting room here. I think I have somebody in it. Hold on just a second.
That was nice.
Oh, no.
Just a second. Today seems to be one of those days. I can't, my waiting room says there's one person in there, but I don't see anybody and I can't get to them. Let's see. John's in there. Good. All right. John and Tina should be coming on. Excellent. There they are. Hey, John, how are you?
I don't see it.
Hi.
Yay. Hey, how are you doing this morning? Good to see you.
There's John.
And Tina will be sitting down
Hi.
early there.
Yeah, I'm sitting. Hi, hi, Cindy. Hi, Brian.
Hi. Today we're talking about, as I said, healthy living during the winter months. We're talking about decluttering physically and mentally. So we're going to be talking about some things that, some ways that we keep ourselves during the winter time in a healthier frame of mind, and to think of things that we can do around the house to keep ourselves busy. They're easy things like, you know, you're watching TV, you got programs to do. That stuff's good, but now is a good time to spend some time doing the things that you needed to do at other times, but never had the time to do. Now you have that time to do it. So we're going to be talking about some of those things. But first, I'm going to do what I always do here, and this is part of our regular procedure, and that's I take my temperature. Okay, it takes about 10 seconds. I make sure that I'm healthy enough to be at work. I took this when I first came in, and I do this for the purpose of showing you now. I'm 98.2, if you can see that on there. So I'm in good shape for staying here in the office. I'm by myself. Justin was here earlier today. Tasha was also here earlier today, our program director, but she wasn't feeling well and she's going home. She's going to join us eventually on the program at home if she's feeling well enough and doesn't want to look very sick or green on the camera itself. I want to welcome everybody here today. First of all, let me welcome our new guest, Ashley Miller. How are you doing, Ashley?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, really good. It's good to see you. You have a new job up there at 814 Lanes and Games.
Yes, I do.
Were you going to tell us all about that today? We're not going to do that yet, just a couple of minutes. But I've known Ashley for probably, what, about 10 years, something like that?
More than that, I think.
Okay.
Probably, let's see, probably like 14 maybe, Brian?
All right, somewhere around there. Ashley has worked on AAABA in so many capacities, because when you work with AAABA downtown, a lot of people don't know it, but you're asked to do a lot of things and there is very little agenda, but you get a lot of things pushed on you. And Ashley's always done a great job. She does everything from running microphones around or running walkie-talkies to taking care of the ambassadors, to setting up promotions and things like that. So with the job that she has in events at 814 Lanes and Games, she's going to talk with us today about what all they have on there today. So we welcome you, Ashley.
Thank you. And I'm still running walkie-talkies around here also. So.
Well, I remember so many times the one that got brought up to me at the press box doesn't work. So it's nice to work with companies that have everything planned ahead of time, because nothing is planned ahead of time in AAABA except the game itself. Cindy, good morning to you also. And Chrissy, good morning to you too.
Good morning.
Chrissy, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Brian.
I know you said you had some rough times there at the end of last year, and I sure hope that 2021 is a much better year for you.
Yeah, you gotta keep positive. That's all you do.
Yeah, that's another thing that we'll talk about today, because keeping positive and starting our new year with a new attitude and new goals, new programs, things like that is something that we talked about last month. So we're going to ask each of you to blend in a little bit of something positive that you can help us with through the winter months, or something maybe that you've worked on already. Okay. And Den, good morning to Den Henderson there from Compassionate Heart Care Hearts. Okay, give us the entire name of that. Compassionate Hearts, it is correct. Den, can you
I was
hear?
having a hard time hearing, Brian.
Yeah, we're having a hard time hearing you also. You're good. You're clear up there according to it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, welcome back again this month, and we hope that we can start working together on a regular basis with Compassionate Hearts to get some people here and to get our people involved with each other so that everybody can network together and reconnect in the way that we want to do after this whole COVID thing is over and we start getting out. Okay. Welcome back, then. And
Thank you.
John and Tina. John, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. And how's John been doing, Tina?
Hey.
Tell him to go like this. Good job.
All right.
Hey.
Good. And John likes being on camera. He loves the smile. He loves to help when he's with our program, especially up at activities. He does a great job. We really appreciate that. It's
Say
not
hi to
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
He says hi, Cindy.
Hi.
And last but not least is Stephanie. Stephanie, how are you doing this morning?
I'm great. Good morning, everyone.
And
Good morning.
Stephanie, I book has a new title because she has moved from many years at ACRP and is now working for Magellan Healthcare. So would you tell us a little bit about what you do there, Steph?
Sure. Yep. I started 3-4 weeks ago now. My title is Recovery Support Navigator, and my job is basically to help any Magellan member get resources, services, whatever they need to support their recovery.
Great. And is there a way then that we can help doing that along the way?
Absolutely. I'm always open for whatever resources are around the county. I'm Cambria County specific, so any resources in Cambria County, anything that you have for any of our Magellan members, I would love to hear about. And I'm still getting my feet wet a little, but another couple of weeks, I think I'll be ready to hit the ground running.
Well, you can expect to come up to our building once we open up again with the programs and come up and have lunch and talk with our people about what's going on.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the day we can all meet.
Good. All right. I appreciate that. That's one thing about being on live. When people come to your office, sometimes they're not sure that they're not aware that I'm on the Zoom at this particular point. But Chad Lushko, good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Do you
Oh,
have
good.
Brent on there for the Kansas City Chiefs today? Is that what you're Chad is a big Kansas City Chiefs fan, really big.
The way I'm talking, like people are saying, they're congratulating me on the back-to-back Super Bowl championship, and I'm like, you think this is going to end? Like, I mean, they have a core that, yeah, I could see them going to 2 more Super Bowls.
Really? That's very possible because they do have a great core and a great coach also in Andy Reid. Andy was on so many good teams before, but never quite had that quarterback that could take him through to the Super Bowl like he has now with Patrick Mahomes, definitely. Although hopefully Mahomes did not look 100% last week. So hopefully 2 weeks off will help him feel a lot better going into Tampa Bay.
Yeah, well, he had that concussion. Well, he was in the concussion protocol like 2 weeks ago. He was put into it.
Right. But he did look like he was limping a little bit too. He had something wrong with his foot, I noticed.
Turf toe.
Turf
Turf toe.
That's what it is. Turf toe can keep you out because if anybody, the old Pittsburgh Steelers fans will remember, Jack Lambert sat out almost an entire season with turf toe one time. That can be that bad to you, hurt that bad.
Oh,
Because you just it takes your mind off everything you do. But the Chiefs will be facing Tom Brady, who has the most experience of anyone in Super Bowl history. This will be his 10th Super Bowl that he'll be a part of. That's absolutely amazing to me that anybody could be in that part, in the Super Bowl, something so dramatic so many times. Good morning, Tom.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
Hey, I'm glad you're here at all. You know,
Another one.
You actually look better now than you did when you were here in my office earlier. So I'm glad maybe getting it home gave you a little extra breath of fresh air. Good.
Thanks. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
And Chad also, just to get back to Chad for a minute, he is our trivia person for our group, and Chad has trivia on everything. And hopefully today he'll have some good trivia for us of any kind. Do you have one to start with us? I see you moving your hand.
Okay, well, it's sort of a two-part question. In our solar system, what planet is closest to the size of Earth?
What planet?
Anybody have a guess?
Like, you know what I mean, in our solar system.
Yep, go ahead.
All our
Venus.
Steph,
What'd she say?
she said
Venus.
True.
Oh,
correct. Hey, all right. Hey, usually he stumps us, so that's good.
And with the little facts about that, Venus is the second most brightest thing in the sky from our perspective
Next to the sun.
to the moon.
Okay. I thought the sun was the brightest.
True. But I mean, like it is said you can see Venus on a clear day.
Cool.
In a day, even.
Cool. Well, thank you for that. And I know you have some more planned for us as we go through. So anytime you want to add one in, just kind of raise your hand or whatever, and feel free to throw one into us. I love trivia. And by the way, if anybody has anybody here gotten to see Ken Jennings as the new host of Jeopardy? He is doing very well. Ken, you could tell he's a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, and he knows that it's hard to fit in for Alex or fill in for Alex Trebek. But nobody ever will be able to do that. But Ken Jennings does a good job, and I hope he stays with it. And hey, last month I was telling you guys about, or I showed you a video, in fact, of Melinda Lewis, somebody in our program who was part of a door decorating contest through the, Pennsylvania Home Care Association, had a door decorating contest. And this month, well, actually, during the month of December, caregivers across the state, they worked with consumers to decorate their doors for the holidays. And this year, Allegheny's Unlimited Care provider earned the top spot thanks to Mindy Lewis and her caregiver support, Terry, who is also her mother, also very good. And if I can here, I'm going to work a second to share my screen and show you the picture with which she won. So give me just a second to do that. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
She did a great job. They did a wonderful job. And it was so nice to go out and see them. They did everything, even the little sign down at the in the bottom and all that. Everything was done so well. So it's really appreciated when people do put so much effort into a contest or something like that. And so Mindy and Terry, congratulations to them, because I know they did a great job. I know they'll be watching this video later on. The purpose of our program, obviously, here is to get people to reconnect because of the distance created by the restrictions of COVID-19. And we can't yet have our activities back in person at the activities room here on Jari Drive, but we certainly will be doing that again, and we can't wait to do that. I don't have a date yet, but when I do, I definitely will let you know about that. In the meantime, I'll ask you to start talking with other people and telling them about the program so that we can get people and more people set along the way to be part of our programs every month. We want to keep our group together as much as we can and get some of our group back together. Those of you who have seen and lost, we've lost a lot of people through COVID. We haven't through our group, but those of you who knew Catherine Hewson, who came to our group in Hollidaysburg. Kathy died of COVID in August, and I'm going to miss her tremendously. Her sense of humor and her sense of just being herself. She was such a sweet person, and I will really miss her. All right. Well, before we get started here, I want to let you know my contact information. Just a second. My contact information is you can get a hold of me here at Allegany's Unlimited Care Providers at 814-262-9600 extension 1502 or at bwoy, W-O-Y, at alucp.org. And I want to hear from each of you on a regular basis, including feedback from the programs that we're doing now. And I want to emphasize that. I do want to hear the feedback from me because this is your time to let me know and us know what you want to do and how you want to help plan other people to help them get through this time and to get back to the time when we can all reconnect together. Just a reminder that we don't talk about politics on the program and we don't talk about personal relationships. So last month we started talking about restarting ourselves for the new year and putting a positive attitude toward the things we do. Today we'll be moving ahead with that sentiment as we go into February. Can anybody tell me one positive thing that they did in this or happened in this past month that they can share with us? Stephanie, I know you have a new granddaughter, and that's very positive.
I do. That was, yeah, December 1st. My daughter gave birth to a little baby girl. So I have a brand new granddaughter and a brand new job. So it's been a pretty eventful couple of months for me.
And that's beautiful. She's a beautiful girl too, really sweet.
And my son got married the month before that. So I've had a lot,
Wow.
lots of good stuff.
Cool, great.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Who else has something positive to share with us?
My mom got foot surgery on both of her feet and it turned out very well. So that made me happy. And that
Excellent.
was this month.
Good for her. Good.
Yeah.
And we'll say a prayer for her too, because it's so important to know that you care, people care about you when something's going on like that. We talked about Tina last month with her shoulder surgery that she went through and how we missed her and how everybody cared and said hello to her, and want to let you know, Tina, that everybody said they wanted you back and safe and healthy as soon as possible.
Well, we have something positive to tell.
Good.
John, he volunteers at the Humane Society here in Somerset, and he works there Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And they just got, 6 new puppies in from down south.
Oh,
And John's been helping to take care of them, and he walks them, and they pee, and he picks up the puppies. Yep.
It was healthy.
So he's very compassionate about the shelter. So if you know anybody that needs a puppy, go to the shelter.
Dude, great job, John. Thanks. That's a great way to go.
That's fun.
Nice. Cindy, how about you? What positive has happened with you since January?
I got my first COVID shot.
Me too.
And Chrissy did too. So we're both got the point in
Yay.
the same
Good
crowd.
job.
Yeah.
How's that going with you? How are you feeling?
What's that?
How is that reacting with you and how are you feeling with it?
I feel fine with it. I didn't get my second one yet, though. I'll let you know after that one.
I just got my first dose
You just got it, Chrissy?
yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Now, does it give you a little bit of self-confidence that you're going to feel better because you got at least that first shot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
That's a good thing to feel, isn't it? That's a way of helping yourself and to help others as much as you possibly can. Because I know you've had COVID right around you there, Cindy, and you actually had to quarantine.
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
good. Let's hope this helps to keep it away from you.
Yeah.
Dan, how about you? What's been happening with you? Can you hear us there?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I would say one positive thing that happened for our company as a whole is we were accredited with the Better Business Bureau. They were very fond of the services that we've been providing. So that was a good milestone for us this past month.
Excellent. Good job. That's a good start.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you.
Job.
Yes, indeed. Ashley, how about you?
Well, for me, we opened the doors to our brand new family entertainment center, 814 Lanes and Games. So that's been really exciting to see people out in public and finally get our doors open. We were supposed to be open back in October, and things have gotten delayed, but we open January 4th.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. So let's lead right into that here, since you're that one on that particular bridge in this conversation. Ashley is working on, what do you consider it, an events coordinator, or what are you up there?
I am the event director. So we are the former Richland Lanes, which I'm sure most people have been through the building at some point in their lifetime. We were bought by Bobby and Chris Hogue, who own Hogue's Fun Factory in Richland at the mall. And they decided to open a family entertainment center. So with that, we are for the family. We still have bowling, so you don't have to worry about that, but we're doing a whole lot more in our facility. So we actually now have a full restaurant and bar. We still have 24 lanes of bowling. We have actually added a full arcade, 2 escape rooms. We have virtual reality, and we have laser tag. And along with that, we have event spaces so you can have any kind of event in our building.
And I love it too. I was up there the other day, and when you walk on the outside of it, and it looks something like the old Richland Lanes building, when you walk in, it looks totally different. It looks like you're in a whole other place. Everything has changed, and it's very beautiful. They put a lot of money and a lot of time into doing that. And I got one of her menus here the other day from the Bites and Brews Sports Grill and Bar there, and I was going through it. There's a lot of good food in here. Very good prices too. It's great.
We have a lot of food. That's actually our not our full menu, so we will be launching more food in the next couple months. We just wanted to start small. It is a crazy adventure in an uncertain time. So, but everything is brand new. The facility has had a full renovation. We have a brand new air filtration system. I know that's kind of one thing on the forefront. We do sanitize everything multiple times a day. Everything is brought up to code ADA wise and other codes that we needed to, but the building is almost brand new. We kept the bowling lanes, our bowling shoes, and our bowling balls, and that's about it. So.
I'll tell you what, it's really great too that you mentioned the ADA part, because I saw even over in the games, I mean, they have this huge games part of this facility where there's all kinds of different games that you can play and interact with, but it has a ramp to that particular area. So the access is totally good in there. So much different than it used to be. Both to the bowling lanes, there's a ramp over there, and there's a big ramp that goes into the area that has the games. And it also has escape rooms. And I'd like you to tell us about those escape rooms. Those are really cool.
So we do have 2 escape rooms. We have 2 separate ones. We have a 30-minute escape room, which you need to escape a sinking submarine. And that one is run off an iPad. You can take as many clues as you need, all of that. And then we also have a second one, an hour long, and it's called Cell Block E. You are in prison for life and you're trying to break out. That one's pretty cool. It's got all kinds of locks and puzzles you have to figure out. It's pretty hard. Not everybody gets out of that one, but it's really fun too.
And this is not a hokey thing. It's very, very well done. It's when you walk in there, it looks like you're in kind of Alcatraz or something.
Yes, that's a very good way to put it. We had a company come in from Michigan that they do this on a daily basis. So it is a high-end, they're both high-end escape rooms, and they will be changed out probably every 18 months. So if you do like escape rooms, you come visit us again and again to have some fun. We also have virtual reality, which is one of my favorites. It is one of the #1 virtual reality experiences in the world. So you put the goggles on and you get some controllers. That is actually was specifically picked out so anybody of any age and ability can play on this game also. It is a 4-player game and it's a ton of fun. There's zombie games, there's dancing games, there's a cooking game. So it's really neat.
All right, you guys have some questions for Ashley today.
I have one first. I've seen a few people share your menu on Facebook. Do you guys do takeout?
So yes and no. So we don't have or you can come pick up takeout at any time. You can call for our takeout. We are also offering some takeout for businesses. So if you want to do an order, a larger order, then we will deliver that. We are also going to be launching a catering menu soon. We do in-house catering, but we're going to offer it to some of the businesses outside because, you know, COVID, we have to get creative with things. But yes, you can call and pick up anytime between our business hours, which are 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Nice.
Who else would like to ask Ashley a question here about 814 Lanes and Games? Den.
I don't have any questions, but I do have a comment for Ashley. Like you, Brian, I did stop up there probably 2 weekends ago. And I think that you guys have a very great facility there. It's very comfortable. Unfortunately, I didn't get to experience the virtual room, but that is something that I'm looking forward to.
Yes, next time you stop.
I've
let us
also
know.
even considered in the future, I would like to hold company events there. Like I think you guys have a very welcoming atmosphere.
And we do events, we do birthday parties. I actually have 16 birthday parties this weekend in our building. And
my
it's a lot. I do have actually one of my former AAABA ambassadors, Brian, is the birthday coordinator. So we work very closely together, but we do other events other than birthdays. So any corporate event, any kind of team building event, we can do something for you, so.
Ashley, you also
Sounds great.
have, by where they bowl, there are TVs, screens up on there. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we have
When there's a football
10.
game, can we watch it?
Let me see. I can share my screen here. I do have some pictures for you guys. If Brian lets me share my screen.
Okay.
Let's see.
Um,
Oh, yeah, that way you can see him, right?
Make you a host.
Yes, that should work.
There you go.
Now let's share the screen here.
Can you get it?
Yes. As soon as my computer lets me.
Hi.
But yes, we do have very large screens over all of our bowling alleys. So as soon as my computer lets me.
Well, I have a question while we're waiting for that.
Yes.
Okay, so Brian, you know, we do guys' night every Thursday night, not since COVID, but we will continue them again. There's like, what is there, Brian? Nine boys?
Yes, somewhere around.
Do
there.
we need to schedule anything, or we just bring them up and do things?
So I would suggest that you do call and schedule so we have a space for you. That would be with me. So Brian does have my information, but we can always share that again. But yes, if you want to schedule something and make sure we have something on there, then you guys can schedule with me. So
Ashley, before you leave, can you put your contact information up on the chat bar also? Please?
absolutely. So here's some pictures. The outside of the building got painted. We do have a brand new parking lot. Here are our screens above all of our bowling alleys. So we have 10 large screens. We like to put the football games and the hockey games on there. We have just another picture of the bowling alleys for you.
Look at that.
Wow. Quite the difference.
Yes, we do have a prize area for all of our games. This is a picture of our laser tag area.
Cool.
That's awesome. That's a cool place as you go back in there. It's really, really neat.
This is our virtual reality experience. So you're tethered with your goggles, and then there's 4 players on that one. This is one of our escape rooms. This is our 30-minute Mayday.
Oh,
And that's just a picture of the food.
Yum.
There you guys go.
Ooh, I love those style of pepperonis.
Yeah.
Well, that looks awesome. I look forward to bringing the guys up.
Yeah.
Yes.
we're definitely gonna-
Anytime, just let me know when you want to stop in and we'll get something together for you.
Okay.
Absolutely. And to do that? Yeah.
Yeah, John, you'd have a great time doing that. Chad, you would also. Cindy, oh my goodness, there's so much to do. It would be fun to see you guys up there just having fun with all the.
Yeah, I'd want to do that virtual reality thing.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
My friend actually got a virtual reality set around Christmas, so he brought it home for us to try, and it is crazy.
This
Crazy.
one is even better. So
I'm sure it looks like quite the setup. Yeah, but I thought I had a vision of what it would be like to do virtual reality, and then I put that on and I was like, I'm somewhere else. This is wild. So That'll be really fun. I'm excited, especially that you can do 4 people. That's cool.
Yeah. Yes.
Cindy, what does it look like there you'd like to try in that new 814 Lanes and Games?
Oh, I don't know. I just like to see the whole thing.
You will.
Visit
You will.
It'd be
See,
fun to watch
Cindy-
your family do it, Cindy.
Yes, that's what I'd like. They'd love
Yeah,
it.
you can make fun of them while they're doing the virtual reality.
Right. They got tickets for Christmas, so they'll be coming someday.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, they got- Yep.
Cindy, you're pretty good at games, so I bet laser tag would work for you.
Maybe. I don't know. Never
I'd be
thought-
your partner. You go ahead and shoot them.
Shooting down at Duncansville.
Yeah, we used to shoot BB guns down at Duncan.
Yeah,
Really good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Great, Ashley. What else would you like to tell us about 814 Lanes and Games?
I think that's about everything, just that we're open and we're ready for people to come visit. If you ever have an event, let me know and we'll get something together for you.
And I will say the restaurant looks great. It's extremely clean, very nice setup. Looks really, really good. You go in there and it's just a totally different place. I mentioned to Ashley when I first walked in that I was so used to smelling the oil from the old lanes first went in, that was the first thing. Now the smell of pizza and food hits you. It smells really good. Makes you hungry to play and do things. So great
Yes,
job.
cleanliness at the top of our list.
So Ashley, we're also going to ask you when we open up to come back again, and maybe we can set up some type of a group event for this summer where we can all come up together from. Cindy, you think that'd be a good idea that we could do that from our
Yep.
activities?
You like to do
Yep,
that?
sounds
Sugar?
good.
Yay.
John would do it.
Yeah.
Chad, would you do it?
Dawn, you better bring those puppies with you.
Chad, would you do that too?
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm sure there's a lot of things in there you'd like.
Mm.
All right, Ashley, thank you so much for your presentation today. Anybody have any other questions for Ashley before she goes?
No,
Anybody?
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me, guys.
Great job, great presentation. I forgot to mention also that Ashley occasionally does our national anthem and our 7th inning stretch, God Bless America, for us.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
So thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, so we know now that there are some venues that we can do through these winter months, and that's a great place. Once you get in there, it's very open, very, very nice and clean, like I said. But the other thing is, with all the renovations that they've made, I think they've only raised the bowling games have only raised like 50 cents per game or something like that. So it's stayed very, very reasonable. It's something that we need to do for our area, because obviously Johnstown area is not, financially doesn't have a ton of money out there to spend. So what is available, let's use it for great places like that are looking forward to our area and helping out people.
I
Anybody?
did share their website in the chat if anybody wants to check it out.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. All right. Anybody have anything that, Chad, do you have another trivia for us before we go into another category here?
What animal doesn't have vocal cords?
oh, I don't know.
Fish. No, I don't know that name.
Don't know. Anybody? Nope. Okay, Chad, give us the answer.
A giraffe.
A giraffe.
I didn't know they told me
Well, I guess they would have to be like 30 feet long if they were, huh?
something.
So don't they make any noises?
Yeah, it doesn't go into detail about it, just says what animal does not have vocal cords.
If you've ever been to the Bronx Zoo in New York, they have a giraffe up in there and they'll come right over and eat out of your hand. And all I've ever seen them do was just kind of snort like a deer go through their nose. He's right. I've never heard any make any noise whatsoever. Pretty cool, Chad. Good job. Way to go.
Good job, Chad.
All right. Anybody else have anything they'd like to say before we get in? Okay. Well, the winter months are a time when it's sometimes difficult to get out and do the things that we want to do or go places that we want to do. And you combine that with all the restrictions that we have because of COVID-19, and it can make things difficult. We're probably spending more time in our own homes than we ever have before. Now, that may sound like it's a downer. It's hard to find things to do, and we can find some simple things along the way to do. But we can also find things to do that are very constructive for us. And part of what we're talking about today, helping ourselves and healthy living during the winter month, is going to be decluttering. And we're going to talk about decluttering both physically and mentally. And what I mean by mentally is sometimes when you do something, a project that you've been waiting for or trying to do for a long time, and you finally get to it, and you do even a part of that or a step at a time, or even make that plan, you start to feel better mentally. You start to feel like you're moving forward toward things. So with this next part here, we're going to have Tina Rohde to share with us about decluttering over these winter months. And she's got some ideas for us to get ourselves in a good plan for that. Tina, take over.
Hi, everyone. As you know, I had surgery, so I was out for 8 weeks, and it was horrible because what do? I mean, I usually work 24 hours a day. So we started out slowly. It actually makes you feel better when things are organized. I'm just going to take you and show you something that John and I've done, because I was allowed to come back to work here slowly. Like, for example, here is John's games. It's on a little table. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to take you over here and show you something else before we get into it.
I see
Besides John,
puzzles there.
what's that?
I see games and puzzles there also.
Yeah, that's his whole station. And then here is John's, can you see that? That's his pill boxes.
Okay.
So we can find better. Okay. So I was talking to Brian and I was saying that, you know, everybody has a different way to organize. And just because I organize one way might not work for you. So I always start out. Yeah, I put it up there. He wants this back up here. Hold on. So what I always do is I always go into a room and look around the room and see how I can make it work for this, say, John and I. When I showed you the games, they were all over the floor. They were in piles, but they were on the floor. So every time we had to clean something, we had to move them and put them back. His medicine was just all thrown in that cupboard. So if we put him in little baskets, when he has to fill his pills up, he just grabs the basket. Right. And we got a pill case thing that he's telling you he keeps upstairs by his bed. And that's where we put the pills at. So sometimes when somebody says we need to organize, everybody goes into a panic. Like, oh, I can't do that. There's too much work. My house is too messy. That's not true. What I do is, like I said, John and I make a list, and then we set a date on the calendar. Say Saturday. John, we're going to do the living room Saturday. So then we look around the room and we see on our list, we have, you know, a couple end tables to clean out, some drawers in the room, the TV section where all of his movies are. Then we might go get some supplies. Yes, and then we get a drink. He's telling you we grab a drink, and then we come in and we set a timer for 1 hour, and then we just start in one section. So like Cindy, I don't know how your house is set up, but John likes everything right where he can reach. He doesn't want to have to move too far.
Yep.
So like on his little table beside where he sits all the time, that's everything that John wants to have. So we put it there, but it's more neat than messy. Like there's not like 1,000 papers that he might have looked at a week ago and doesn't need it anymore.
Mhm.
And we don't actually throw it away. We might put it in a folder because John likes to cut out pictures. So we might put the pictures in a folder and save them for later. Yeah. So when people say, well, you know, like us DSPs, we'll say we're going to help them get organized. We don't actually throw anything away. We kind of like just make piles of things. But there are some things that John, we threw in the garbage, huh? And we made a garbage pile and a Goodwill pile. John was very gracious. He gave 2 bags to Goodwill, huh? Yes, we did.
Also very important to be respectful of that person's things too.
Exactly. And like he
might
has
be junk, but to them it might be important.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, at home, you know, like Stephanie and Tasha and we might just say, you know what, that is junk. I don't want it. It's going in the garbage. But I'm coming in as an outsider trying to help John. what I think is junk might not be junk to him. So we have to like get baskets, and we've been creative. We've used shoe boxes, pill bottles, you know, to put like some of the little sticker things he likes to save. We've been really creative, huh? We kind of like make our own, and some even shoe boxes we've decorated to organize. You know, Chad, I don't know how you keep all your jewelry stuff. I know you make a lot of things. How do you keep your stuff organized?
And they're pretty much I take old pill bottles.
Yep.
So if you pill bottles, like there's certain beats. I mean, I have just big, massive plastic bags. Like
Wow.
like I'm saying, like they're bigger than 1 gallon Ziploc bags. And I was like,
Nice.
I literally have 3 of them full of stuff, of hemp stuff. But I'm just like, if I get done with a prescription, I'd pull off a thing, and that's a little container full of
Right.
beads. But like,
do you have like a shelving unit that you keep all your stuff on, or a bin that you keep everything in? Because you need everything pretty close to where you're at, right?
in a sense, like, I mean, I have a book bag, and I just
Okay.
like, where, yes, it's not real like set up perfect to, like, but I'll pull out a bag and nobody. Yes, you have to dig through it. You
That's
have.
a good thing to mention there, Chad. It doesn't have to be perfect. When you-
Right,
when-
and that's the
Be better.
point. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you can utilize all of it. You know, for John, we have so many supplies. Go open the garage door. We have a guest coming. For John, we have so many art supplies because him and I do a lot of arts and crafts. We went and got one of those plastic bins with drawers. So we have like construction paper, markers, glue, gems. And that's what we did because they used to be like all in a desk. So now they're all nice and organized. Cindy, what would help you get more organized?
Yeah,
Or are you organized?
I'm pretty organized. Well, the stuff I use the most, I keep like in higher drawers that I can get to. And the stuff that I don't use a lot, we keep in lower drawers. But the stuff I use the most, I have a table in my bedroom
See,
and I have a box there. And that's what I use.
good.
And then her brother made it so you can't get in.
Yeah, they're not drawers. He made me this big dresser thing. And it has like 12 baskets in it.
Let's pull out,
And
Uh-huh.
they have the doors slide out.
so it's easier for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, one person's, what is that saying, Brian? One person's junk is another man's treasure.
Absolutely.
So we have to always remember that. We always have to stay respectful. I'm going to show you who just came in. Bonnie.
Bonnie, hi, Bonnie, how you doing? Bonnie was at our activities up in Somerset with us a couple times. And Bonnie, it's good to see you. And Barb back there in the back, I see.
Hello.
Bonnie, mask on. There you go.
All right, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yes, we look forward to seeing you again, and hopefully we'll be able to get together somewhere up in that Somerset area again once the weather gets together. And we definitely want to see you there because you did a real good job with our craft. So welcome, Bonnie. Bonnie Hostetler, is that your name? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
But
good.
Brian, I'm just going to close on just saying that, you know, no matter what you have or what you think, I think that we all can help each other. You know, my kids, I get my kids to sit down and we'll go through a drawer in the matter of 10 minutes and they'll be like, wow, I didn't realize what was in that drawer. You even find like things you haven't seen for a while.
Absolutely. I keep.
And that makes you feel better. My saying at home is, remember, everything in this house has a home, so let's find it and put it there. Because, you know, it's like in life, you know where you're going every day.
Mhm.
So if you want to look for something, you should actually be able to go right to that spot to find it.
I keep my stuff pretty neat for the most part, but I cleaned out a drawer at my mom's house last year. And in the bottom, I found a baseball card, a 1957 Roger Maris. In fact, it was his rookie card. It was only worth like $90 or something, but here it's sat in the bottom of that drawer for probably 55 years, and I had never moved it. Amazing what you can find when you go through things. And
Yeah, and it's exciting. It definitely is. But I'm gonna try to hook you up to my iPad so Barb and I can be on the other end.
Okay.
So
You go right
I'll
ahead.
let both John sit there.
I would like to mention that decluttering is very important to me also. During this month, I was given an extra task here at work of decluttering a particular office area that kind of needed a bulldozer more than one person, but it was one of those times where you have to take one step at a time and break things down, move them around, and then start moving things out that you have to do to be able to get it done in a certain period of time. It seemed when I first looked at it to be overwhelming, but with each time I could see actually space on a carpet or a shelf or a desk, it felt much better to me. So, all right, you guys here, who has done that? Who has taken that one little area and made it just a little bit better for yourself that helps you out mentally and physically? Tasha. What did you do? What part did you do? What did you clean up or what did you straighten up?
Well, I'm currently working on my whole house because I hate when things just acquire. But recently I was doing my closet and I was trying to do, like, if it doesn't bring you happiness, then just get rid of it, donate it to a new home to someone else. I got rid of a lot of stuff and it made me feel so much better and things fit better. And I was using what I actually use. Things weren't just sitting in my closet for 2 years staring at me.
Oh,
So that felt really good to just organize my closet and that was done and be done with it and start new a different day.
doesn't that feel better, Tasha, when you go home? Because then you can start feeling like home isn't where I have to go to work again. It's actually a place I can relax.
Right. And I like what you said about just baby steps because I've been putting it off forever because it's just too much work. So then when I actually started, I was like, I'll just do this part of it. And then that was done. And then you can move on.
Well, Steph, you've been to my house. You know that I don't have much stuff laying around there. I have a project going on in the basement where I'm building a bathroom, but I like to feel like I can move through and know where things are at. I do keep extra stuff, probably more than I should around the house, but I keep it clean. How about, is that the way you do at your house also?
I don't do well with clutter. It's part of the OCD that I have. So I have to clean up. And I just recently worked on my attic. So I have a tendency, if I don't want to see it in my main living space, then it's either in the attic or the basement. And so I just completed my attic and it took forever, which I knew it would because I was finding like distracted and I was looking through pictures and things, but I finally got that organized, trying to make room for the new grandbaby in the basement.
Oh, cool. And hey, I would like to welcome Megan Wilson. Megan, congratulations. Good to see you here today. All right. Megan is also with our president. She also works for Walmart up there. So I haven't left her recently, but Chad, you know Megan, don't you?
Yes.
All right. Who else would like to tell us about something that they've worked on decluttering that's made a difference for them?
Oh, for me, I would say being able to declutter my office space has helped me be a little bit more productive. For a while, I felt myself being a little overwhelmed. I'm trying to keep up with work. So here recently in the past week, I've had a little bit more time and I've been able to, get things a little bit more organized, and it's helped clear my vision a little bit and be able to move forward.
It makes you feel more at ease with yourself, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Chad, how about you? Do you feel like you're pretty organized to start with?
Yeah, well, like there's certain things like where cleaning out my closet. Like I have, oh no, not my closet, my dresser. I have a dresser. It's literally, well, it was completely filled with medical supplies, like an entire dress. Like, well, if you could see it in the background, that entire dresser was literally completely filled with medical supplies. We're trying to pretty much clean it all out. So, but there's not really much to. I mean, yeah, like as you were saying, or as John has like a bin with all the stuff. Like I could probably use one of them for my hemp like jewelry supplies, but it would be more in a smaller size. Like you would just have like a box, like with like maybe a dozen different compartments,
Mhm.
and you could put stuff in there.
Well,
But
just
it's-
setting that up for yourself, saying, I need that. That's part of the plan itself. As Tina said, set a date. When do I need that and what would be good? Hey, that would be great for you to get. It would help you out.
Yeah, it's just like with the thing is with when you're making that with the hemp stuff, it's numerous. Like I mean, what do you like? You can have there's different size hemp, and only certain size beads will fit on. Like you can have like a 0.5 millimeter hemp where you can almost fit anything on there. I mean, fit any bead on it. But there's other like I mean, there's like 1 millimeter hemp, and you when you get a bead, no, I mean you have to be able to get that hemp through that center hole.
Mm.
And if that bead hole is too small, then you can't. It's so I mean, then you could have imagine having every single color in the world. Like I mean, I have beads that are literally whatever you could any whatever color you can think of. So I mean, to break it down, you would need a lot of like a lot of organization, a lot of organization.
Well, and
But
I was at your house when you were demonstrating to me how to do some of your necklaces and you went to, or bracelets, and you went into the room and brought stuff out. You were in there just a minute. You knew exactly where the stuff was at. So that's part of organization, is knowing where things are at. Even if it looks a little messy to somebody else, knowing where it's at in
Yeah.
your own mind.
Yes, exactly. Like if I put it somewhere, yeah, I'll know where it's gonna be as long as someone else doesn't move it.
Megan, can you hear us? Megan.
She's having issues
Okay, no problem.
before.
Okay.
I mean, trying to get on. She's
Okay.
having issues.
Well, I'm glad she got on. Hopefully she can hear. Megan, if you can hear us, can you shake your head? Yes. Okay, so
I don't think they can hear
I
us.
won't ask Megan any questions.
Let me get my phone and I'll text her.
Glad she's part of the program with us today anyway. So
Well, she's on the phone, so if you text her, she's
she won't be able to get
on
it.
the phone. So
Bonnie, how about you? Do you like to keep things where you know they're at, where you know exactly where they're at?
Yeah, but it's a clutter after a while.
It does. And do you need to make a change then? Do you need to get rid of some things so there's less clutter? Or how do you do it?
I keep rid of things.
You keep moving things? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. What do you like to do? Bonnie, do you like to do, like John has games and puzzles? Do you like to do those things at all?
yeah, like doing them, yes.
Okay. Do you have those in a certain place in your house or in your room?
I like word finders better.
Okay. Okay, good. So you keep that organized so you know where that's at whenever you want to relax and do something specific.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Now, Cindy, I know when you do the cards that you do, you have an awful lot of small pieces that go together to make those
Yeah.
cards. So you have to keep pretty organized.
That's the box I keep on my table in the bedroom. So
Okay.
it has all the stuff that goes with the cards. So then I don't have to worry about where they're at.
And you're the only person that touches that.
I'm the only person that touches that. Yeah. Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And so you say you like to keep very organized, right, Cindy?
Me, oh yes, I like to be. I'm not always, but I like to be.
Difference between liking to be and being.
Right.
Sometimes
Yes.
just a little bit. How
Yes.
about you, Chrissy? Do you keep yourself organized all the time?
I'm in a learning process. My husband passed away in June or July. So everything is new to me and I'm reorganizing, and he was a collector of many sources of everything you could think of. Ham radio stuff, movies, CDs, tape, clothes. So it's a step-by-step project for me, slow but sure. So
So that's a good one to talk about now in organization.
oh
When
yeah,
somebody passes, it sometimes is hard to get rid of certain things because they remind you of that person.
Oh, yeah, like I open up the old door and shut it and you can't do it, but I have a lot of help and, a lot of people that will help and stuff. So it's going slow but sure.
Okay.
And it does make you feel better. But a lot of his stuff is worth stuff that I don't know. So
Right.
I don't pitch.
So that becomes another part of organization or decluttering,
Yes.
finding out
Files,
who can
yeah.
tell you what's worth what, so that you can get something out of, if anything, that you do want to get rid of.
Right. Like I have no idea about ham radios. I have no idea about, I have no idea, he collected a lot of different things throughout our marriage, so yeah, so it's getting there.
As we all do. Yeah, we all tend to collect things. I collect little promotional models from car dealerships. My family had a car dealership long before I was born, and still there is Boy Brothers in Somerset, PA, that is part of the family, but I don't know who it is anymore because my father's been gone for 20 years and we don't get to the reunions anymore. So I don't know who owns that dealership anymore, which part of the family. But that's something that if you go into the one bedroom that I have a little shelf with a couple of those up on it. And I have a thing under the bed with a couple of those in it. In fact, I just opened I was looking at one of them the other day, and this is interesting when you find something. It's a 1954 Chevrolet promotional model, and they were banks underneath. They would send them out to the people who would try out cars, and underneath it says on the bank, it says to help you save for a rainy day or to help you buy your new Chevrolet. Well, I opened it up in the key because I heard something in it, and there was a little note inside there that was from the people that said they got this car when they bought their brand new Pueblo 10 1954 Chevrolet. They put down their names and they wanted to say hello. So that has been in there for, what would you say, that's 57 years it's been in that car?
Wow.
67 years, I guess it's 67 years. That's crazy. But it made the hair stand up on my arms when I read that. So although I sell some of the cars that I do have along the way, that's definitely one I'm not going to sell because that means a lot to me that they thought it's like a little time capsule, I find.
It is, yep.
So when you say, Chrissy, about seeing your husband's, I'm sorry, not ex, your husband's stuff that you had, you can feel those things when you open it up. You can see that person working on them or hear them talking about them. So they're hard to get rid of.
Mhm.
They're very hard.
Brian, did you ever hear the song Riding with Private Malone?
No.
I'm gonna send it to you. That's exactly what that story reminds me of.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anybody else have any questions for Tina about how they can help declutter? And Tina, I would wish that maybe sometime you can give them some contact information so that if they have some or want some advice on how you do it, because I know you are an extremely organized person. Steph said she has OCD. You have it in capital letters. I know you do.
Thanks.
That's
Are
okay.
you gonna try
I want to say something about Cindy's DSP.
About Chrissy.
I said, are they for hire?
Yeah, when my father died, we went through all of his things, and he was a collector of many things as well. But we only attacked one project at a time, 30 to 40 minutes at the most.
Yep.
And then walked away.
Yeah, you have to.
Because it gets way overwhelming.
It can get overwhelming emotionally too.
Well, my sister would have saved everything he ever owned.
Right.
And like I said, everybody's different.
Because I have 4 brothers and sisters, and some would throw away everything they have, others would save everything they have. So it's very important to have that median in there. Like you say, do it a little bit at a time. It's very important.
Right.
Hey, Barb, we want to say hello to you. I see you're I guess you're on your phone there, but we want to say hello to you. And what do you do, Barb, to keep things from cluttering in your life?
Well, I've been off a few days, so I'm putting things away, getting things in order.
How about like after holiday? Do you keep your decorations up for a while or do you put them down right away?
I could turn
Pardon me?
a little bit.
After like Christmas, do you leave your decorations up or do you take them
I
down?
live in an apartment, so I don't have much decoration. You can't, I don't need a tree because I don't have any windows that you can see it.
Okay,
And I'm not home a lot, so I don't put a lot up.
okay. So I'm taking by that you don't have a whole lot of clutter in your apartment.
Correct.
Okay, that's good. Good, good. So you're a good person also to help somebody else that might have a little too much, to help them a little bit at a time, get rid of things that they need to get rid of.
I try.
Good, all right. Anybody else who'd like to say something about the decluttering issue?
Brian, I have to go now.
Okay,
Okay, so we'll see you next.
Bye.
Cindy,
Yeah.
we'll see you both next month. Thank you very much for being part of our show. Appreciate
Okay, bye.
it. Good job. Okay. Megan, can you hear us yet? No, not yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, before we go, I have a couple things that, as far as for winter time to help you feel a little bit better, I looked up that it tells you that this can help you stay healthy mentally and physically over the winter. First of all, it tells you, don't forget to drink water. One of the best things you can do for your health is to drink optimal amounts of water every day. Water plays a big part in your health physically and mentally during the winter time. And believe it or not, there you go. That's the way to have it there, right by. Have it at hand. I have mine right here also, and always have one right by me. It's, people don't realize it, but I've always told them, I have always told them, if you're taking a pill, or if you have to take even something for a cold for the wintertime, drink before you take the pill and then afterward. Drink to make sure that your throat is good and loose, so that the pill itself doesn't get stuck, and then drink to wash it down that part afterward. But also drinking can help with your muscles. Your muscles will actually stay warmer out in the cold weather if you drink some water before you go out. Number two is avoid stressful situations. Now, there's a lot of stressful situations in the world today, but the one that I have found that has helped me the most to avoid lately is I don't watch the news. I just, you know what, everything I hear on there is negative, and it seems like you turn on the news and it's like they take a club and pound you over the head with it. It's nice to know the news, but to avoid stress. It says studies have linked high stress levels to making a person more susceptible to colds and flu. It actually breaks down parts of your immune system or your strength, your system to be able to fight against things. Okay, eat healthy. Eat foods that are rich with vitamin C that'll help keep your immune system strong. It recommends, of course, oranges, lemons, kiwi fruit, and broccoli, and I love all of those. It also says something called capsicum. Anybody know what that is? I don't. I didn't look
Say
it
that
up.
again?
It's called capsicum, C-A-P-S-I-C-U-M. I have no idea what that is. They're recommending something that sounds like it's in another language to me.
Huh.
Anybody know? Okay.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that it's like a hot pepper type thing. I think it's the thing that's in like muscle cream, capsaicin. I
Okay.
think that's what it is. I think it's like a spice, maybe like a pepper or like a cayenne pepper kind of thing.
Might
It
be.
is, because I put this cream on me and it has that in it. So it's like a hot tamale.
Hot tamale.
And
It's hot.
Tina, how is that coming, by the way? How's your shoulder coming?
It's horrible.
So everything you've heard about it beforehand is true?
Yes. It is a year-long process. It hurts worse than you can imagine. I'm still not sleeping in bed. I'm still sitting up to sleep at night. It's like a bad toothache that doesn't go away.
And I noticed on the program here, everything you reached for was with your left hand because it was your right shoulder that you had worked on.
Well, I have some mobility in it. I just have to be careful because it'll shoot a pain the whole way up to my neck.
Okay.
So I go to therapy twice a week.
Okay. And shoulder injuries, just as much as they heal, they never seem to go away totally. For some reason, I don't know why that is. When I played football in high school for Johnstown High, I got my finger caught in the belt loop of a guy that I was trying to tackle, and it pulled my arm completely around the back of my body. It dislocated the shoulder. And they popped it in like 10 seconds. but it has never stopped hurting in some way or another along the way, especially in cold weather. So I sympathize with you in that way. Accidents can happen, and with yours, it was just wear over time also. Anybody else?
Probably, I mean, I needed the surgery 2 years ago, but I just didn't want to do it.
Okay.
So,
Does anybody else that's talking about eating healthy and vitamin C, does anybody have any other tips that they would give us as to what healthy eating they do that could help the rest of us?
well, you could do the children's thing that I used to do to my kids. 5 fruits, 5 vegetables every day. It's easy to remember.
5 fruits and 5 vegetables. Now, 5
Every
vegetables.
day.
Okay. I eat 1 vegetable every day with my meal. You're talking about 5 different vegetables? Okay.
I mean, like at my house, I have, and anybody can do this. We cut up peppers, cucumbers, carrots, broccoli, and we have them all in containers. And then you just grab a little bit out of each. You'd be surprised how many vegetables and fruits you can eat in a day.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
I had 3 of my fruits for breakfast. I had grapes, orange, and half a banana.
Okay, so you're just eating a little bit of each portion of those things.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's calories in fruits. I mean, you will gain a lot of weight if you eat fruits because fruit has natural sugar in it, which is, will help make you gain weight.
Yes. It will
It's
also,
just my mom did that, and now I did that. My kids even do that now.
that
When I
natural,
was in California, my son had all his little containers lined up, and we laughed at him because he used to laugh at me.
that natural sugar, though, that breaks down to amino acids in the body is very healthy for you in many ways, too. Not
Yep.
overdoing anything, but like you say, portioning. Okay. Chad, what about you? What do you eat to keep you healthy? Because you stay in pretty good shape.
I'm chubby. I see. I don't eat enough. Maybe I'll eat a granola bar for breakfast and I'll eat supper. That's
No, bad.
Doritos.
that's life. I don't gain weight. If anything is worse is because I'll get hungry at like midnight
I don't know.
and I'll want to like snack on something. That's
That's bad.
We can't see you anymore.
because whatever carbohydrates you don't burn off turns to fat.
Right.
when you eat. So
Okay. Now, when you say you eat that granola bar in the morning or whatever, do you eat anything between that and your meal that you eat them?
I might eat an apple
Okay.
or like really, but I'm not really I'm not hungry. I won't be hungry until I eat supper tonight. Well, and
Wow.
I can't say I can't say I'm hungry. It just, I gotta eat something.
And what time do you generally eat that's dinner, by the way. Just, and I'll give you that trivia sometime. Can I give it to you right now? There's a difference between dinner and supper.
Yes, dinner's lunch.
Well, dinner is the main meal of the day. Okay. When like in farmers in the field would go out at 4 o'clock in the morning and do their farming and bring stuff in, the wife would be at home making what was called the dinner. Then anything that was left over from the dinner was put into a soup pot, and that was called super time later. It was left over after everybody was done with their work. But the dinner meal was actually kind of a 1 o'clock lunch meal, and supper or super time, which it was developed from the German pronunciation of it, was what you ate later on at night. Okay. Just so you know, I like trivia, so that's a goofy one. Chad, what time do you eat?
I usually eat supper around 4.
Okay.
So
That's a good time of the day.
yeah.
Good.
I believe it's better not to eat later on at night because like I was saying, whatever carbohydrates you don't burn off during your day
Mhm.
turn to fat when you go to sleep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
Now,
don't
do
need.
you
I gotta
exercise
do it.
at all? You're in the wheelchair that you're in. Do you exercise your arms or your upper body to keep yourself loose?
Like when you say exercise, like pushing around, that's exercise.
Okay.
But I mean, I have dumbbells.
Mhm.
I mean, that's weightlifting.
That's right.
But
You
I've
don't have
been,
an automatic wheelchair. You have to push yours by the wheels.
yeah, I have a manual wheelchair. Like
Right.
I did, well, actually an old coordinator from UCP gave me, it was a power wheelchair, but for my house, it's too big. And if I took it out in like my yard in my thing, it would bottom out. And then, I'd be stuck. Like literally, it would literally bottom out. Like you'd almost need that to be drive out on something level. Like because I've known I took it, it was like, about a block away from my house. There's a playground. And, I go into the yard. Yeah, I bottomed out. Like, and
And
you
how
would have
long have
to
you
have
been in
to-
that area, that house right there?
What's that?
How long have you been in that house that you're at?
Since 2000,
Okay.
since I moved from Wimber. I mean, I grew up in Wimber.
Well, Chad lives in the neighborhood where I grew up, actually, up in the Oakland area. And Tina did also, in fact, up in that area of just above the city of Johnstown. Nice little area, kind of some quiet homes set back in the more rural area of the area.
I've had people come to my house and they ask me, "Where do you live?" I'm like, I was like, "I live in Johnstown." Like, no, because the back of my yard is nothing, is woods. I mean, it's like you're in the woods. Like the back of my house is literally woods. Like there's nothing, like it's.
Yeah, when I grew up, Chad, I lived down on Florida Avenue where there was all houses all around.
Oh, okay. Well, like I'm about 5 blocks up.
Right.
Like,
Well, I know because I actually knew you when you were a little boy. My mom and your mom were friends at one time.
okay, you might know, my 2 younger brothers. I mean, I lived in I lived in Wimber until I graduated high school. Like, so I wasn't a little boy. Like, I wasn't.
Your mom's.
Well, I have 2 younger brothers.
I
Tommy.
I don't know either one of them. Go ahead.
Yeah, you might, if anything, you might know of my 2 younger brothers. I would think.
Yeah.
Well, I know that area very well. And like I said, Tina, I know from, she used to work at a little store up in the area called the Briar Avenue Confectionery. In fact, Census Store, it was known as, up on Briar Avenue. And I also grew up on Florida Avenue. And that's where my son lives in my parents' house now. I gave it over to him when my mother died. So we still keep up in that area. I still go up there once in a while. I miss that area, actually, very much.
The only thing bad about that is a bus no longer comes up here at all.
Oh, really?
Like if I wanted to catch a bus, I'd have to go to the bottom of the hill,
Okay.
to Bedford Street. Like they no longer come with a bus. A regular bus scout no longer comes up into Oakland.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, that's terrible. That's a shame.
I found it useful, the Reserva ride, where they'll come to my driveway, pick me up.
Okay. Good. Well, that's good. At least you can still get around that way. That's good. Dan, how about you with healthy eating? What healthy eating do you do during the wintertime to help you get by, to get through?
I think I'm with my man Chad. I don't do pretty good with eating healthy. It wasn't always like that.
Beer and wings, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm one of them guys. I will admit I don't eat very healthy at this point, but it's something that I'm working on. At one point,
You don't have an ounce of fat on
I
you.
used to drink nothing but water. Say that again.
I said, I've seen you. You don't have an ounce of fat on you.
No, but it used to be different. I used to have good weight on me. I would go to the gym 2-3 times a week, ate a lot of greens and celery, drank nothing but water. I kind of fell off from that. I'm with Chad. I eat in the middle of the night. I eat junk food, drink coffee, but it is something that I would like to work on.
Well, you'll have to work on it as you get older because that will definitely catch up with you. I can attest to that. I was 168 pounds until I was 45. And then all of a sudden I got to 185 and 195, and now I'm at 201 actually right now. So, and
Oh,
I eat
wow.
less now than I did when I was 168 all my life. So you'll have to do that. Megan, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Megan, all right. Good to hear your voice. Your smile. It's good to hear and see you again. Megan, do you eat healthy, or what do you generally like to eat?
I eat healthy sometimes.
Do you?
Me and mom eat out sometimes, and I just eat salads every once in a while.
Okay. Now things have changed a little bit during COVID. We get in a lot, and I know you guys, you and your mom have taken vacations before. You guys, have you taken any vacations since COVID started?
Not really.
No.
Went to Rocky Gap, but that's about it. Nothing much.
I know you like to get out there and do things, so
Mhm.
let's hope that changes around a little bit. What would you say is the healthiest thing you eat, Megan?
Salads every once in a while.
Okay, good. I found that
I make them myself.
you do.
Mhm.
That's the cheapest way to do it because they're healthy. They're always one of the most expensive things on the menus at restaurants. Is some places salads are $10 or more, when you know it only costs maybe $2 per head of lettuce and the stuff that they put in it. So
Yep.
yeah. Okay. Anybody have anything else they would like to talk about today? Chad, do you have another trivia for us?
About food too.
All right.
Okay. Which European nation was said to invent hot dogs?
Germany.
You're too good. Yes. Which
Did you ever see those hot dog eating contests? They're all those big German people that win.
they invented it, so
That's right.
They invented what was called the Frankfurter and the Wiener Schnitzel, which were very close to both of those things. And the hot dog itself was invented actually at a park in Maryland by an American, but he claimed that it came from a part of a recipe from someone in Germany. All right, very good. Thank you, Chad. Anybody else have anything they'd like to add to our program today? It's good to see John and Barb there. Definitely good to see those guys. And Bonnie, good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you guys. All right, just one part of advice. I looked up an old Jewish proverb that I like. It says, I ask not for a lighter burden, but for stronger shoulders. In other words, you don't need everything taken away, but sometimes we can take things away a little bit at a time on our own by the strength that we show in the things that we can do. So it's good to show strength. Now, next week or next month, we'll be talking about hobbies and crafts. What helps to occupy. We saw some of the hobbies and crafts that John had today. Back there, he has the puzzles and the games that he likes to do. And we'll talk about some crafts. And we also want people that participate, each one of you, to present something that you would like to say is a craft that you like to do, or a hobby that you like to do along the way. Even if it's something like when I talked with Megan about taking vacations, planning vacations sometimes is a lot of fun. And that itself can help you to feel better in what you're doing in life, especially through the cold winter months and the COVID restriction months. Okay, so we will also have a guest next month. We'll have Stephanie Stohan from Wessel & Company is going to talk with us next month. She's going to talk about a couple of different things. If any of you know Stephanie, she's a ball of fire and has a lot of energy. She's actually the head compliance officer for Wessel & Company. And she's going to talk with us about some things that, just ways that we can make things a little bit better in our lives and things that we can tighten up in our lives also. I want to thank everybody who has joined us today. Stephanie Ashbrook had to go to a meeting, and she had to leave a little bit early today. So we appreciate that, but we certainly appreciate Chad, Den, Tasha, Megan, Barb, Tina, John, and Bonnie. And I know Scott is there also. He's the invisible man at the meeting, but he's always there. We appreciate everybody being there and everybody taking part in what we do. Our next meeting will be February 24th at 10 a.m. And I will send the link out. I send that out the Monday before. Is that good with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you all to do something for us between now and the next time through. And that's tell at least one person about this Zoom meeting or activity that we do together. Tell at least one person and see if you can get them to join us with it. Tell them how easy it is, how much fun it is. We just have fun talking and conversing with each other, and bring them back with us next time. And I want this to grow as much as possible. And this is part of our activities right now, that before we get together again in person, we need to make this one grow. So let's do that together. Can we all do that?
Yeah. Is there an actual limit you can come to one of these meetings?
What do you mean by limit?
Can you have 75 people?
No, not that I know of.
That's what I mean by a limit.
Josh, you could be able to answer that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a limit.
At all? Like we just,
I
Okay.
mean, there might be, but if so, it's really high.
I'm thinking it would be, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it would like be, you know.
Well, Chad, let's see how many people you can bring on with you. So
uh,
you spread the word.
You try
I
to
could
break the
try-
limit.
that's the thing is I don't talk to a lot of people though. I could tell my parents, but I mean they'd have to be using my computer to do it.
Just spread the word with your friends.
Absolutely. They can do it over their phone or over their laptop or over their desktop or however they can. We would appreciate seeing anybody. And even if they can't stay the whole time, if they can just pop in for a couple minutes just to say, hey, I'm doing great and I'm glad to see everybody and I can't wait for us to get together again. That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Brian.
All right. Thank you to everyone. Bye, John. Good to see you.
Thank you.
We're also going to be doing a new part of our program next month. That part of what Stephanie Ashbrook is going to be in charge of. It's called Step by Step, and it's going to be something where we're going to do things little by little each month that we're all going to do together to move ourselves forward into the next month and to whatever activities or whatever we're doing. So we're all going to be taking part a little more every month, just in having fun with each other. Megan, it's great to see you again, too. I haven't been up to Walmart for quite a while. I live in Evansburg. I shop up there. But good to see you. Are you
Good
still
to
working?
see you too.
I got one more trivia question.
Oh, go ahead.
You might like this, Brian. Okay. Who or what was the Ford Mustang named after?
No.
Mustang was named after a small horse. And the horse is in the insignia in the grill in 1964 and a half when it was put in. Really?
Ford Mustang.
Ford Mustang.
Ford Mustang. What or who was it named after?
I don't know. Anybody? Give it to us, Chad.
A fighter plane in World War II.
Really?
Hmm.
Yes.
Why did they have the horse on the grill?
Well,
That
okay. Well,
surprises me.
no, you're talking about, okay. What animal can be seen on the Porsche logo?
I know there's a head of something on there, but I don't have
Jaguar, a cougar.
I don't think they'd let a cougar.
I don't know.
No, it's a horse.
Is it a horse? Okay.
Yes. On the Porsche logo, it's a horse.
Horse.
Yes, it is.
Well, I've got something for you.
Chad.
Before we all leave, I've got a thought for you. Do you remember in the old days when houses used to have an outhouse outside and they wouldn't have a bathroom, and so they have? The thought occurred to me. I wonder what the big office buildings did for a bathroom. Did they have like this giant outhouse, or what did they have? I don't know. It came to me this morning. It's a strange thought, but
I think by then, Brian, they had electricity and plumbing.
well,
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
talking about. I mean, there were
back in the day.
on my Facebook, I have old images of New York where in 1880s, there started to be buildings that were 12 stories and 14 stories high in Manhattan. So what did those people do? I mean, there was a couple hundred people in those buildings at a time.
I'm sure they had bathrooms by then.
They did. It was just an odd thought, just something to, maybe I'll have to look it up so that.
Yeah, look it up because I can't imagine they would have walked up all those steps
Yep.
with candles.
Yeah, I guess not.
Just saying.
All right, everybody, thanks for being there with us today, and we really appreciate you.
Yes.
Good time.
Thanks,
We'll see you all
Brian.
next month. Maybe.
Thank you, Brian.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Right. Oh, that capsaicin, Brian?
Yeah, go ahead.
I get you.
That is a chemical
Okay.
No,
compound
you didn't.
that was first isolated from a chili pepper.
Okay.
That just, and the capsaicins,
So Tina was
it
right.
was discovered that the capsaicin caused burning sensation in mucous membranes.
Wow.
In addition to it increased secretion of gastric acid
Mhm.
and stimulated nerve endings in the skin.
Wow, cool.
When you look out, so I looked it up, and that's just capsaicin is just a chemical compound, but it was first isolated from chili peppers.
Cool. So how does that help you then to eat that during the wintertime, would you say?
It stimulates nerve endings in the skin.
So I guess
I don't know for that exact reason. I just looked up what capsaicin was,
okay, cool.
and there's
Okay.
like you can look up to more like it's a pharmacy page.
Chad,
mean,
do me a favor every once in a while on the PM on Facebook. Send me a trivia question. I like to keep alert, and I do get to watch Jeopardy when it's on, but I love the trivia. That keeps my mind going.
Yeah, all right.
You
Yeah,
stumped me a couple times today.
I seen that one that you were, because I know you like you started talking about cars, and there was this one trivia thing, and it was broken up into about 5 different things. Like there's sports trivia, technology trivia, science trivia, auto trivia, like, and then there's like food trivia. So
Okay. Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
Kristen, we're just closing out. I know you just got here today, but we are just closing out today.
I would have come on sooner, but they just finished drilling and right outside my window.
Oh my. Okay.
We actually had to end the therapy session because of it.
Oh, so that doesn't help at all.
No, I've got such a headache from that drilling. Oh my God.
I can imagine.
all right, I'll see you.
Chad,
Hi,
good to see you
hi,
again.
Kristen, and I'll see you.
Hi.
Kristen, do you know Chad?
No.
Okay, Chad's been with our program for a long time. He's in charge of our trivia for our programs. He wasn't here last month, but he'll be here next month again. And next month we'll be doing trivia toward what then, Chad? What would you say? Since we're going into spring.
Well, see, okay, like February is Valentine's Day, but but most people know. Do you actually? Yes, do you actually know what you're celebrating on February 14th?
Well, I know that Saint Valentine was a 3rd century priest that was stoned and beheaded. I know
That day. That day. That's what you're actually celebrating.
That's right.
That day. He was stoned and beheaded.
Yes. And
But yes, he would marry people when, like, I guess his empire or something was not allowing it.
actually the Pope disallowed marriages because the Catholic Church invented marriages through the church as a way of people would, in different areas, if they were fighting against each other, a man from this area and a woman from this area would get together and get married so that those areas would stop fighting together because they became part of family. That's what they did back then. In Jesus' time, there was no marriages, but well, they had what they called wedding ceremonies, but they were actually just receptions. But
and that sounds kind of familiar because my Russian Polish grandfather met and pretty much married my French grandma during World War II.
okay,
So
well, that's an interesting combination.
yeah,
Those
yeah.
are a great combination because actually they say the most beautiful people in the world, male and female, are in that Fertile Crescent between France and that part of Russia, Eastern Russia that it was. It's because they are one of the oldest, strongest civilizations in time.
Yeah.
Kristen, it's good to see your smile anyway.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you now.
All right, and I will send you guys all the link on the Monday before The next program, that will be Monday, February the 22nd. Supposedly, that's George Washington's birthday, but it really is not if you look at the calendar. George Washington was born way different from that, actually in January. Okay, but when the calendar was changed, his birthday was changed. So I like trivia. Kristen, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How are you doing, even despite that noise and all that this morning?
Actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk to you on the phone later if you have time.
All right, we'll do that. In fact, I'll close it out here now and give me a couple minutes, and then I'll give you a call.
Okay.
All right, Kristen, thanks for stopping by. Next time, we hope you can be here the whole time with us.
Okay.
Thanks. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.